I'm joking.
You and that OBS, man. That you down with OBB or OBS?
OBS.
You know me.
You know me. So yeah, we're live. So I'm gonna start the video, the thing.
Oh man, here we go again. I don't know how Chad drags me into this every week. I keep looking for. I've been trying to search for a replacement co-host. Somebody.
Oh jeez.
For weeks now.
Oh my God! You got my COVID hair.
I have my own hair.
Oh my God! You found that photo. Lord have mercy.
It was like the third photo on your page.
Oh my God!
Like I knew I should dig for it.
Oh God! That looks really weird.
Yeah, you need to shave.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
oh my God! You guys have like.
Here.
Yeah, the three of us.
Oh yeah, roller disco days, baby.
Heck yeah! So we do this.
Oh my God, that was classic.
What do you call that move?
That's called the scissor. That's called the scissor walk.
Scissor walk.
Oh my God, that was so funny.
Yes, we will have roller disco pics. We will indeed. But you just have to wait and see, find out.
All right.
Yeah, it is that kind of show, ladies.
I know it is.
That's the selfie he took when he found out he was going to be on the show.
You know, I was doing some research, and I found out that you're a card carrier. We'll talk about that later.
I'm a what carrier?
Oh, here come the shout outs already.
Oh yeah, Tim.
Oh
Tim
wait,
shout.
hey,
there he goes again. Oh my God, that's great.
Go the other way.
Oh my God, that's so fun.
I changed the backgrounds and everything. It's like, let's just go all out, get a disco ball.
All right, yes, my Studio 54 days. That's right.
Well, we've never had anybody as old as you on the show, so.
Oh, whoa. Easy there, Tiger.
We've never had a card carrier.
A card carrier? Okay, I gotta see this one. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh Lord, what didn't I hide in my files?
What's in your wallet?
What's in your wallet? Oh, that was pre-COVID. That's when I had really bad allergies and I was mowing my lawn.
Pre-COVID. I was COVID before COVID was cool.
I was COVID. That's right. I was wearing a mask before anybody knew what a mask was.
I'll tell you what isn't cool. Seeing Steffen Kaplan mow his lawn.
There he is. Look at that guy.
Oh, somebody's got. It's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it.
Whee!
Whee! There he goes. Get down. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, we got the disco. We got the Soul Train dancers on here, man.
Oh yeah. Those are the days when people, the silhouettes they had a different shape to them.
Oh man, let me tell you, that was it. That was it right there. Like the Danny Terrio days from Dance Fever, man.
I know. I want to just play the whole intro over again. I'm just sitting dancing, and who needs this? This is way better than the show ever is. About par for the course there.
That is a long epic countdown, dude.
It was my idea to do a long countdown ahead of time.
Hey, we want you.
Hey, Facebook. Hi, everybody. Steffen Kaplan.
Oh my God.
Here. I normally don't identify myself properly. At least I haven't been.
That's all right.
Well, that was the most awkward intro we've had so far.
Yeah, and I'm on
groovy. It was groovy as all get out. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I was standing up and dancing.
I tell you what, if I could go back in time and do roller skating in any period of history, I would choose the 70s.
Yes, because if you did it now, people probably look at you weird.
Yeah.
I just want to see you in those short shorts.
No, you don't. Not for the last 30 years, you don't. But this is, ladies and gentlemen, the show where anything can and anything will happen. Things have happened here. We've had people leave the show in protest. We've had our guests get up and leave in the middle of the show. It happened many times. We've had we've lost Chad. Chad has lost us. He's lost his voice. We've had, all kinds of things. One thing for sure, we show up for reasons unknown. And that's it. That's all there is to say about this show. Chad, do you have a better intro than that?
No, I do want to say I was a little bit offended and somewhat hurt, and at the same time understood. But seeing people throwing parties, assuming that the show had been canceled forever because we missed 1 week last week, it's a little hurtful.
We didn't miss a week. It was the February vacation or something.
Yeah, it was the Texas snowpocalypse or whatever.
Texas gets 2 inches of snow and they have to shut down and run away to Mexico. So, yeah, come up to Boston. See what life is like when you have 3-4 feet of snow outside and it's all frozen solid. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Who wants to hear about snow on a nice evening like this when Chad and I are on the air and our couple of guests here, viewers with us? Shout out.
Basically, it's all Tim. We have 1,000 comments on this episode. The engagement is incredible. 99% of those are all from one person. But whatever. So we have a pretty cool guest today, though. Pretty cool guest.
We have a really cool guest. It's a guest I personally really like. Unlike the other guests, which I really liked. But this one I personally really like.
I'm touched.
And he is a
not that kind of show.
Can the audience hear him in the background giggling away?
That's a great question. Sometimes I don't even know anymore. We just like to leave it set up and whatever happens. But in case you aren't familiar with our guest, here's just a little preview.
Merci Jean Garon in Montreal, and I am going to have my first beignet. Well, actually, I just had my first beignet, so now I'm going to have my second because I am a little piggy when it comes to beignets.
So, yeah. So
God.
The little beignet piggy who speaks French, which is why he said oui all the way home.
We hope that was in French.
Yeah. So anyway, I guess we should bring him on. But I don't know if you noticed the new background, Daniel.
The background or the overlay?
The background.
Oh yeah, your lights. You have a lightsaber.
No, not my baggbackground. The background of the whole screen there.
Yeah, that's one of my photos.
That's a Swiss cheese photo by the photo guy Steffen Kaplan, and who brings up a photographer into a video show? It's interesting concept, but it's really nice. I like some of the photos, so we'll get to see a few more of them. We'll get to see some photos of him.
That's kind of his thing. A spin at social hour. And, Steffen Kaplan. So let's,
my COVID too.
It's
don't come. Don't open that door, please,
ladies and gentlemen. That was
don't open that door, please.
That was his headshots that he had done.
He's shouting in the background. Don't open that door. I wonder if he's shouting at us.
Yeah,
don't open that door.
This is what happens when this is what happens when you have a 14-year-old who has no idea what you do for a living.
All right, well let's do a good intro here. Should we do a good intro?
My friends, as I said, we have another guest today. How lucky are you? Another guest in such a short time span, and another great guest. Today, I am so happy to have with me Steffen Kaplan, all the way from New York City. Steffen, are you here?
Oh, God. Hello, everybody.
It's a live streaming pro right there.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's it right there. I'm on Subpellucid, baby.
We got 2 floating heads in here.
Oh, where's the disco roller skater going across the screen? That's what I want to keep seeing, man. I love that thing. That is cool.
How about this nice little backdrop we've got going on?
I know. Oh yeah, that is actually from Acadia National Park.
Wow.
I know my trees, man.
Hopefully you know your photos.
I know my photos and I know my trees in my photos.
So those who don't know, Steffen took this photo, or at least it was on his social media, and he took credit for it. So
yeah, I take credit for anything I put on my social media. Oh man, it's fun to be here, guys. I feel like I'm on with the old-fashioned detective there and the trendy, cool tech guy.
And Daniel.
Oh, touche.
So you just whenever I hear you talk, I think of your New York accent, and I can't pinpoint exactly what neighborhood in New York. Is this a Queens accent? Is this a Brooklyn?
No,
what is it?
It's all the way Greenwich Village, baby. Greenwich Village. Born and raised. Well,
listen, we're getting into some hardcore questions here. Before we get to know you,
before we get to know him, I just wanted to like segue here into the New York City issue, because I have a little beef with New York City. I used to go down there a lot for work and for I wouldn't say pleasure. Never. I always used to go down for all kinds of reasons, but New York. I'll just say this: New York City evokes many different emotions among people. Some people love it, some people don't. So I wanted to ask our two members of the audience who are watching with us. Do you like New York City? What do you feel about New York City? Like, let us know. Like,
if it's Tim and George, watch out. I know where you guys live.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, we got the 2 guys watching. And George said he didn't show up for Chad and Daniel. He showed up for Steffen. He's a little bitter because we haven't had him on the show yet. But
George came on just to heckle me, right?
George
doesn't know why he came on.
George is an awesome photographer, actually.
He is. He is. But now we've had a photographer on, so it's like, what are we gonna do?
I've hired him, and I've been very pleased with the photos. So there we go.
Now we'll have him on. We'll have him shortly.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so let's go into the next segment. Let's move things along here and start getting into the show. How about that?
Oh, you mean we started the actual show? This isn't just kibitzing?
No, the actual show doesn't start for another 90 minutes.
And it's just an amazing place. I love to come here and take pictures and just clear my head. It's one of the best places to come to clear your head up here.
Agreed.
And just really just get the creativity flowing. It gets my creative juices flowing.
That's
like nothing else.
Yep. Subpellucid will do that for you.
Getting to know all about you.
Oh, sorry, it's early.
I'm getting a headache. Well, so this is the segment where we want to get to know you. We want to, and I state the obvious. It's a segment where I state the obvious, as Chad likes to say.
Well, pink is my color, man. I like that chair, man.
Yeah, you look good. You look good. We got a new desk too. So
yeah, I see that desk is the Whitney Museum, looking down, man.
Yeah.
And you know what I see?
Oh, wait a minute. Chad bought that photo from me.
When I look at that photo, all I see is the tile repair job, and I'm thinking, like, what was the water damage that caused that? And I go down a rabbit hole. So never mind. So this is a show where
that picture is called OCD Nightmare.
There you go. It is, in fact.
It's called Vertigo.
A lot of us out there on the social media, we're posers, and let's just face it, we have an agenda, we have a personal brand, and we pose, and we're not ourselves, except here on Subpellucid. And that's why we want to get to know you and get to know, a little bit of a different angle about you. So we want to start with a couple of, just easy questions and just hear about, you, and tell us a little bit about, your family? Are you married? Kids? Sidekick? What's
Well, as the
what's your
entrance
setup?
as the entrance showed, we have 2 guinea pigs, Daisy and Bean, and I have a 14-year-old that's in the middle of all the wonderful mood swings that a 14-year-old could go through. And we're all home as everybody else is. So we've been around each other for what, almost 12 months now. I'm ready for a vacation.
A vacation from a staycation, yeah.
I'm ready. I'm
That's
ready
tough.
for a vacation from the state. It's getting so claustrophobic being in quarantine and lockdown for so long now that I've developed a new passion for running around in snowstorms once again, like a 12-year-old.
So it's just the 2 guinea pigs, you and your son.
No, my wife's here. She's here.
Okay, gotcha.
She's working. She's working, and doing her thing and everything. But yeah, we're all here in this tiny little Tudor in Ramsey, New Jersey.
So she's the one that's financing your mischief.
My mischief? No, I finance my own mischief, but she definitely puts up with my mischief.
Oh, that's fun. Now your mischief involves a title you refer to as a visual consultant.
Social media and visual consultant. Let's get that straight.
I'm sorry, an SMVC. What is a social media visual consultant?
Well,
other than a made-up title.
No, well, it is a made-up title, but the one thing I realized after being at the New York Times for many years, 15 years at the New York Times as a photo editor, as a supervising photo editor, is that I had to mix everything together because there were too many social media people out there. And my background is strong with visuals. I mean, I documented the streets of New York for many years. And, if you've ever watched the show Law and Order SVU, I'm sure you guys watch SVU, right?
Yeah, I've seen
those photos that open the show, a bunch of them are mine. So, I just said to myself, I need to be something more than a social media consultant. I need to be a social media and visual consultant and help people really figure out the power of how to use visuals right. So
Awesome.
Here I am. And now I'm a live stream producer too.
And you're nice. And so, yeah, when I heard visual consultant, I thought you show
social
up
media
like
visual consultant.
Yeah, you got to get that straight.
That's right, baby. Get it straight.
Yeah, I don't know what an SVU is. I always,
Special victims unit, just like I am on this show.
Yeah. Subpellucid SVU.
Subpellucid SVU. There you go.
Yeah. Then I thought it was a car with dyslexia, but that's just me. Yeah. Yeah, Tim says again.
So how many comments has Tim left in the comment section?
Oh God, do you want me to walk away and come back in an hour after I count them?
Tim's the best, man. Tim supports everybody, man. Let me tell you something. If there's one supportive dude out there, it's Tim Sohn.
Yeah, we always Tim Sohn is the star of this show. There's not a single show that goes by without us actually talking about Tim Sohn more than we talk about the guest.
By the way, can we talk about my sea lions on my jacket and the sharks on my jacket? Ain't that cool?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, we actually have a real question here. This is like the first time that we had like
a real question.
A real question from the audience, not a heckle, not a.
Let me guess. It's from Nancy Lewis Hill.
No, that would
John.
be a real question. John
Troncali.
Troncali.
Hey, John from Cali.
There we go. How much should we be worried about using photos off the web or on our shows? So I think let's ask you. Let's just make this about you a bit. Like, what would happen to me if I took one of your photos without asking your permission and just use it on Subpellucid, for instance?
Oh, great!
I'd stalk you for about 6 months, and then I'd find where you live, and then I'd take it back. No, I honestly, the internet is so huge. I mean, that people use photos all the time. What I try to just teach people all the time is if you're going to use a photo, at least approach the person first, see if it's okay. And if you can't do that, or if you don't do that, then at least give the photographer credit, but do not just throw photos all over your site and on your show and everything else without giving credit, because photographers work real hard for their money and they have a family and other things to support. So don't go ripping other people off. You know,
we didn't ask.
They
for
might have a
permission
visual consultant
for
at
these.
home that they need to support. So yeah,
We didn't ask for permission at all for these, but we are giving credit.
You guys can use my photos anytime, man.
Oh, we appreciate
Anytime.
it.
It's an honor to have my photos on Subpellucid.
Well, we thought it'd be a fun little switch to use some of your stuff on the show. So.
Shout out to the StreamYard Duck Cup.
I liked how you slowed down to the slow-mo sipping to make sure we see the logo.
That's right. That's right.
Awesome.
I give shout outs to StreamYard everywhere I go. It changed my life, man. Love you guys, man.
Now you mentioned New Jersey. Daniel he was curious about New Jersey a little bit.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I was going down sort of North Central Street and looking for a place to eat, and I found this Chinese restaurant. There was like a little buffet at the 7-Eleven. There was like, what's your like what do you get to eat in Ramsey, New Jersey?
Well, Ramsey, it has its fair share of decent food, but it's not New York. But there's some good restaurants in Ramsey actually that people come from all over for. Me myself, under COVID, I think I've been living on Trader Joe's for about 10 months now.
Could do a lot worse than that. Yeah,
Could do a lot worse than Trader Joe's. But one thing Ramsey has good pizza. I'll say that.
So what makes Ramsey Pizza so special?
They just have a couple of good pizza spots here, man. So I'm happy. I'm good to go. You give me good pizza, you give me a good couple of burger joints, got a good butcher in town. I'm happy, man. I'm happy. Some people need Dunkin' Donuts. I just need a good butcher and some pizza parlors.
Okay, so
wow, a little jab at Tim there.
Oh no, that wasn't about Tim.
No, don't mess with Tim. You got to.
Now, speaking of food, I have another question for you that's sort of food related.
Okay.
Candied bacon or Lenny Kravitz, which is better?
Candied bacon or Lenny Kravitz? Well, am I hungry? This. Am I hungry for food or music? What's going on?
Let's ask this. You have to go into quarantine.
Okay.
You've got everything you need in there.
I'm in quarantine.
But you get to choose one of the two. Lenny Kravitz CDs,
okay,
or candied bacon an endless supply of candied bacon for your entire time there.
Oh, an endless supply of candied bacon or Lenny Kravitz music,
or endless supply of Lenny Kravitz music. Which one would you go for during your?
I would have to say, since I can keep Lenny's tunes in my head, but I have to have a full stomach, I'll say candied bacon.
What if it's actually Lenny Kravitz?
Well, if it's Lenny, I'll take Lenny, man. I want to hang with Lenny. So Lenny's one of my favorite singers, man, and rock and roll stars.
Fair enough.
Lenny's a badass, man.
Well,
and what we can never figure out is Lenny Kravitz Jewish?
Oh, absolutely.
Huh.
Absolutely. I think he's African American and Jewish. His mother was Roxy Roker, who used to be on the Jeffersons, and his father I don't know much about, but I do know his mother was Roxy Roker.
There you go, folks.
I'm a big Lenny. I'm a big Lenny fan, man, and I grew up with the Jeffersons, so I loved his mom as an actress. She was great.
Wow.
Nice.
Educational.
Yeah.
Educational.
Yeah.
That is what this show is.
So we started the opening of the show was you speaking in French up in Quebec.
That's right.
And you're fluent in French. So how
I
did
am.
that happen?
I am fluent in my French. Well, my mother,
how does a New Yorker who moves to Jersey, how do you become fluent in French?
You know, man, when I was growing up in the city, the public schools were rough, man. So my mother was a cop, and she was one of the first New York City female police officers to patrol with the men in 1973. So when she got on the job, man, she was like, no, you're going to private school. I'm not dealing with public school. So she sent me to private school. But moreover, really, the real thing is, no, public schools weren't that bad, but they were tough. But she wanted me to speak another language because she traveled a lot when she was younger. So she sent me to a French school in New York City. So it was great, man. And I have all my friends to this day that, that I'm friends with from there, because it was a very small school with a graduating class of 12 kids.
Wow.
Yeah, it was run from Paris, and it was called the Lycée Français Kennedy. And oui, je parle français alors.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, I agree completely with whatever he said.
It's interesting. I'm just thinking, how did a cop?
What's the matter? Don't all Italian Jews that grow up in Greenwich Village speak French?
When I imagine, growing up in Greenwich Village back in those days, it's like you went naked to school and you had like, stuff like that.
Wait a minute. I didn't grow up in the days of the 5 points now. Okay. This isn't like Gangs of New York. Okay. I grew up in the roller disco era. Yeah. But I wasn't like running around in my skivvies in the streets. Okay.
Oh man.
Oh,
this show is just I thought it couldn't get worse.
Actually, I grew up in the same building as Mayor Ed Koch. So, it wasn't too bad of a childhood. I got to admit, my grandparents worked their tails off. My grandfather drove a cab and busted his butt back when you could own a medallion and it was affordable.
Wow.
My grandfather drove a cab too.
Yeah, well, see that?
One of the old ones where you had to jump start it with like a little manually, like this. You turn a handle.
No. My grandfather drove one of the old cool checker cabs, man. I don't know if you guys remember those.
Wow.
That's when you had real leg room in a taxi. No, the checker cabs were cool, man. They had 2 bar stool seats in one side, and they had the sofa seat in the other side. So it was cool, man. And you had plenty of leg room if you only had 2 people that got in a checker cab.
Tim wants to see you turn the handle again, Daniel.
Yeah. So you grab a handle. It was a crank. You would pick up. You'd keep it in the car. Then you'd go to the front of the car when you want to start it, put the crank in, and turn it, just like you start a lawnmower.
How old was your grandfather?
Well, this was back in probably in the 1920s. Back.
Oh, okay, yeah. Daniel's talking way before any of us were even a figment of his imagination.
You said that was your great grandfather?
No, this is my grandfather. He was
your grandfather.
My grandparents were born in the 20s.
Later. No. They were born in the 20s. This would have been the 40s, 30s or 40s. Yeah, 40s maybe.
I didn't know they were still cranking cars in the 40s.
Now that you mention it, the story doesn't add up well. So it's.
I'm glad you're putting the pieces together. Yeah.
This is back in Palestine. This is so different back then. So
it was back where?
Palestine, before the state of Israel was created. Yeah, this was a long time ago.
Oh, so
very cool. Very cool. Yeah. So we have a lot in common already, man. Our grandfathers.
He was also a professional boxer that got into a fight with another cab driver and punched him in the face and killed him on the spot.
Oh my God. Okay. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Glad you didn't quite get that "we have a lot in common" statement all the way out.
Yeah, kind of glad I left it at "we have a lot" and left out the rest.
So hey, we were looking through, obviously doing some research or whatever, and I saw a GIF, whatever. I don't care how you say it.
I like GIF because
we saw a looping video.
Okay.
Of you juggling.
A looping. Oh yeah, my juggling days, man.
I don't suppose you have anything nearby where we can get a
Wait, little, you can't say that and not throw the video on. Where's the video, man?
I don't know. We want to see it happen.
Look at him. Let's watch him.
Oh man, you didn't tell me that. I don't have. Well, I can't. I better not say this. This is a family show, but I don't have my 3 balls with me.
I don't know if I want to be around when you do.
If you would have told me that, I would have brought my juggling balls, man.
Well,
Yeah,
maybe
man.
one
I
of
used to
these days
I used to juggle with Philippe Petit, man, who walked between the World Trade Center.
Wow.
You know who
We're-
Philippe? You know who Philippe Petit is, right?
He walked
I
that
do.
wire, right?
Yeah, he made the movie. They made the movie, The Man on the Wire, man.
And how do you know him?
He's French, so I spoke French. So I used to ride my unicycle around Greenwich Village in Washington Square Park, and I wanted to learn how to juggle. So Philippe used to come to the park and do his shows. So back in the days, you know, I got my unicycle. We had his juggling balls, and he taught me how to juggle, and we used to ride our unicycles together. Yeah, man. I only wish I had video and pictures of that.
Wow. Oh, I can't wait till we get to meet in real life so we can hang out and do some fun. This is the
That's right, Chad. You juggle. I saw you in your house the other day juggling three. You were juggling the bars though. See, I could never do the bars.
Yeah, I had 3 clubs. But so this, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, this show, not only does it have 2 good-looking people and Daniel, but all 3 of us ride unicycles.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel, you rode a unicycle too?
I rode a 10-footer.
You rode a giraffe? You rode the giraffes?
I did.
I couldn't master the giraffes. They were hard. Yeah, but see, you didn't ride a giraffe down Fifth Avenue.
No,
I
did
had a
not do
6-footer though that I rode
was
to school.
suicide.
I used to ride my unicycle all over the city, but I would not ride a giraffe down Fifth Avenue. That was suicidal, man.
That is suicidal. Yeah, yeah.
I
No,
rode
but
my
there were
6-footer
guys.
to school
There
one
were
day,
guys
though.
that used to do that, man.
Oh yeah.
The hardest part was I could never figure out how to mount the giraffe properly. Now that sounds messed up.
He's talking. That's what you call a tall unicycle, folks. Just make sure everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody's like, okay, what is Kaplan talking about? He was trying to mount a
I'll
giraffe.
tell you know, the unicycle I always wanted, but I never got, was the one where they had 3 wheels stacked.
Ooh,
Three
And the one
wheels
wheel
stacked.
turned the other wheel that turned the bottom wheel.
I never
it's-
saw those. I
super
like the
awesome.
unicycles that had the extra large wheels. Those were cool.
Mm.
What did you have?
Anything.
I had one of the
Anything-
small. I had one of the small to medium models.
Yeah, I had a 20-inch.
Yeah,
So,
I
wow,
think-
crazy.
Yeah.
but yeah, juggling was fun, man. I loved juggling for years. I used to do magic shows in Washington Square Park.
You'd like my brother. My brother and I used to team juggle, so we used to pass clubs and torches and did small shows in the area. But he
Yeah.
opened an online bookstore, and used to go to the different, like the Vegas shows and sell books.
Yeah. Well,
So
there
he
was
had-
a really famous magic store in Times Square when I was growing up, and there was a great magic store in Times Square. It's not there anymore, man. They could never afford the rents in Times Square now. But man, I used to get my coins and my other materials for my magic shows, and go to Washington Square Park and walk home with about $25 after a couple of hours of doing tricks and juggling and unicycle riding in the park for shows.
Wow, that is awesome. My daughter just commented. So that's one thing I probably did that y'all didn't. I was the mascot of my high school, and so when I auditioned, I wore the bear suit and rode the 6-foot unicycle while playing the trombone.
Oh
I
my
never.
gosh.
I gotta say, you got me there, Chad. I never dressed up as a bear.
Yeah.
I tried
Wow.
mounting a giraffe, but I never I never dressed up as a bear.
we each have our thing.
Daniel, you know Facebook is going to find this broadcast and hear that and strip this broadcast, right?
If they haven't done it
That-
yet,
if
they're
I-
not going
If I
to.
could be so lucky.
Somebody said they want to see the 3 of us riding unicycles in the village. So
I think that's a great idea.
Let me
So
tell
I
you
think-
something.
Yeah.
If I have the guts again one day, when I find some time, I may actually want to buy another unicycle again. It's great exercise and it's a lot of fun.
I just bought one a week and a half ago.
It's a
Haven't
lot of
ridden in
fun.
years.
It was a lot of fun, man. It beats all this other garbage they've come up with, you know?
That was great exercise. I'm only made it around just part of the block, and
Well, yeah,
came
because
back.
you had to exercise. Now you
Oh,
got
yeah.
guys zooming down the streets in different cities on what are those things with the one wheel where it's electric now and it goes
Oh, yeah,
flying
yeah.
down the street.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
those-
let me tell you something. Some of those things are actually just as suicidal, though. I see guys
yeah.
I see guys zipping down Fifth Avenue on those things. They're crazy.
They're crazy. Those stuff are very dangerous. That's even the even the scooters are those lift.
I
scooters
do
are
not.
dangerous.
I will honestly say I do not know how I survived because back in the days we didn't wear helmets, man. And I don't know how I survived going down like 34th Street and Fifth Avenue, which has a really steep incline, and going down there on my skateboard, my bicycle that I used to race in Central Park, and my unicycle and other things. Man, let me tell you, I'm surprised I'm still in one piece.
People who don't wear helmets end up on this show.
That's it. Yeah. So we had one more question for you before we move on to the next segment.
Hit me
And
with it,
that
baby.
is, we were interested. You spent about 20 years at the New York Times over
I
there.
did.
And we wanted
I
to
started
talk a
there
little
when I was 2 years old.
bit- 2 years, 2 years old. But how did you start there? And what is like a sassy story of some photos you might have seen that stuck in your memory?
Well, I walked into the building one day and I said to them, "You got a job for me?" No. I was lucky, man. I was on my way to law school, and I was thinking about law school, and I had a great journalism professor at Baruch College where I went to school, and she always told me I needed to be in journalism. So I had taken a bunch of courses in journalism. I was really heavily already getting into photography. So I ended up getting a job there as a clerk, as a news clerk in the wire service, which was a really unique department because in working in the wire service, you had to deal with stories and pictures from all over the world. It wasn't just one desk. So I was working construction at the time because I got laid off after I got out of college from a job that I had, and the economy wasn't doing too well that year. So I ended up working construction. I got a call one night and I got an interview and I got a job as a clerk at the New York Times. And then I ended up being a graphics assistant and then a photo assistant. And then lo and behold, within 5 years, I became a photo editor and I was already a photographer. So I started doing a lot of pictures, not for the New York Times, but in general. And, I fell in love with photo editing. It was great. It was like looking at a great picture library from around the world every single day. So, and it was an honor editing some of the finest photographers in the world every day, learning the history of photojournalism in-house. I always say to people, I have my BA in political science and psychology from Baruch College, but I have a master's degree from the New York Times in photojournalism.
Nice.
But as far as photo stories go, wow, man. The craziest photo story I have from the New York Times, without getting depressing about 9/11, because we don't want to go down that route, is I used to live near Jane Street in Lower Manhattan in the West Village in the meat market. And that was before the meat market became Beverly Hills and it was all she, which it is now. And I was living right on Horatio and West Street, which was right near a famous bar called Hogs and Heifers. And there was an abandoned building on the corner by the Jane Street Hotel where a famous off-Broadway play was called Hedwig and the Angry Inch, and from the UK. So there was this building one morning that was torched. It was an arson job, and it was lit up on fire. It was blazing. It was like a 5-alarm blaze on the windiest day of October or November. It was November because it was election day in New York. And I had 2 dogs and I had police scanners because I used to run the streets of New York documenting the NYPD and the FDNY. And my dogs were barking like crazy and I had the flu. So I woke up and I opened the window and it was It was so blustery out. It was freezing because I was on the river, on the Hudson River, and nothing broke the wind there. It was really, really windy on that block. So I woke up, I looked out the window while my dogs were barking and fire engines were coming and cars were coming, and the building was lit up. You could smell the smoke, and the ambers were flying everywhere. It was like 8 in the morning, 7:30 in the morning. So I ran downstairs in my pajamas with my cameras. Nothing stops a photographer from getting the pictures. So I'm standing there in my t-shirt and my pajamas with firemen and cops with a 5-alarm fire going off. And I'm getting like these crazy pictures of this fire. All of a sudden, the building starts to collapse. The one wall comes down on the left side. The other wall comes down on the right side. Lo and behold, in about another 10 minutes, the front of the building is going to come down. And some fireman dives on top of me and covers me because the bricks go flying everywhere. And I ended up with a 4-column photo in the New York Times and on election day. And it was the most dramatic photo I've ever taken of a fire, with the whole side of the building falling down and the firemen looking at it with their tanks going in the front.
Wow.
And it was crazy. So that was the craziest story I have that I could tell online.
That's wow. Well, that was I feel bad that we have other parts of the show to do still. That seemed like a big grand finale. Unfortunately, folks, it's not. There's more.
Okay, let's do it.
Daniel, you don't
So
seem
here we go
satisfied with
again.
that
I'm gonna
story.
try this again because my thumb doesn't do it.
No, you did not.
So Daddy's holding a steady hand here, but not easy. Good boy.
Oh, I remember that horse. That horse.
So this is a little quiz segment, a fun little segment here where we kind of rapidly go through a few roller disco moves and see if you are capable of explaining what they are and maybe demonstrating them, or we'll just play it by ear and see how this goes.
Can I ask one single question before we get on with this segment of the show? Who named me Justin all of a sudden?
Whoops.
That's,
You look like a
that's
Justin. I was like, you know what? He looks like a
I don't look anything like a Justin.
that's
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
Justin from February 9th. That's what it is.
No, this is
That-
another
that
one of your
was the-
photos.
But
by the way, isn't it?
I like Stefan, by the way, even though it's Stefan. You
Oh,
guys are
thanks,
doing
Matt.
you guys are doing good. You got the time wrong. You got Stefan wrong, and you got Justin up there.
There we go. Is that better?
But you know what? I would come on with you guys any day of the week.
Well, we are
just
only
do
here on Tuesdays.
Yeah, that's Stefan.
And I
you
love
know,
I love that love photo, man. That love photo means a lot to me because our good friend Tim McDonald, that's one of my best-selling photos that I raised a lot of money for our good friend Tim McDonald with.
Nice,
That's cool.
appropriate photo, and yeah, all the best wishes for
Absolutely, absolutely.
So on a brighter note, this is segment
Roller
Willie
disco.
Stacy Obvious again. Do you roller disco? So
That's right.
let's just hit him. Let's just chat. Let's just hit him with the terms and see what he can make of them. So
Roller
Right.
Putin.
that's how you say it. Okay, what is that? What does that mean?
No idea. What is a roller bootin', man? That
What is
sounds
it?
like a donut.
Well, that's a '70s slang. So
Not the cool kids. The cool kids didn't know no roller bootin', man. I don't know what that is. No, we did helicopter moves. We did all kinds of roller skating moves, but roller bootin', never heard of it.
Now, how do
do
you know
helicopter move?
they weren't the cool kids?
Because we were the cool kids because we started in Greenwich Village at Village Skating, which was the place where all the celebrities used to come, including Cher and Steve Reeves. Not Steve Reeves. Who was Superman? Who later on?
Christopher Reeve.
Reeves. Okay, it was
Christopher
Reeves, right?
Reeves.
Christopher Reeves, not Steve Reeves. Christopher Reeves. All these celebrities used to come roller skating. Hall and Oates, all these celebrities, man. And then the Roxy roller disco after that. So if I don't know what roller booting is, then I was in the wrong roller disco place, man.
Well, in that case, we'll just ask you about the Hokey Pokey.
Hokey Pokey, man. Where are you guys getting this stuff from? You sure you examined the roller disco book?
The definition for this is said the most superfly dance ever.
A Hokey Pokey, man. Nah, that must have been something they were doing in those roller rinks somewhere else, but not New York. Rink rash. Okay. That must have been when you roller skated for too many hours with tights on. Yeah.
Shorts.
Yeah, thank God I never kept any photos of me in my jazz pants. Those you will never get.
Oh, just wait till the next segment.
Yeah.
Oh no, because I never had any. There were a few photos floating of me around somewhere. We used to go in a store called Capizio's back in the day, which was the store where all the dancers used to go to, and we used to buy our tight jazz pants and wear them with our roller skates.
Oh,
that jazz.
Chad, I'm giving you images that you'll never get out of your head, brother.
Can we move to the next one? Yeah.
Quads are the new skates, man. Those aren't roller skates. Quads are the roller blades, man. That's what quads are.
Oh,
really? I always thought there were rollerblades and quads were the other skates, the old skates.
I called roller skates, man. I don't know. You guys are looking in the defunct version of the roller disco book, man.
Oh, it was, the internet.
Oh, never trust the internet. Don't you know that by now, being in social media?
It was on AbrahamLincoln.com.
Facts matter. We've learned that over the past 4 years. Feverlicious. Oh, Feverlicious. Okay, well that's kind of like the Fever was a famous disco in the Bronx, man. So Feverlicious must have come out of the Fever.
Interesting.
Yeah, the Fever was where a lot of big rappers and a lot of big disco stars came out of, man. Oh yeah.
Is that where Friday Night Fever comes from?
Saturday Night Fever, you mean?
Yeah, Friday Night Lights.
Friday Night Fever. I love it.
You're mixing your metaphors and your movies.
Actually, the Saturday Night Fever was the famous disco in Saturday Night Fever was actually in Staten Island. And from what I remember, am I right or wrong? I think it was. I don't know. I'm losing.
Downtown. The downtown. What's
the downtown? The downtown. The downtown was probably where we got our moves on at Village Skating, man. Maybe that's what they called Village when they came from uptown, the downtown. But Village Skating was the name of the rink, man. That's where all the great skaters came from, man. There was some a lot of great skaters that came out of Brooklyn, though, man, from a rink called the Empire Roller Disco. Empire.
Well, I know for a fact that the downtown has something to do with the next one here.
Okay.
Which is?
Whoa, I don't know about that one. I'm really glad that the G stop wasn't misspelled. Okay.
So what was it, Daniel? You don't know.
I'm making Daniel blush here, man.
It just, as far as I understand, these are just ways to stop yourself, slow down.
Well, the hockey stop. There was a hockey stop. The G stop. Maybe that was doing a hockey stop after getting some G-force moves on. And zipping around the rink really fast, which is what we used to love to do.
Have you ever been to a ball?
Have I ever been to a ball?
Yeah, a ball.
No, I haven't been to a ball. I'm from Greenwich Village. I'm not from
that's 106th Street or something, right? You have to go all the way.
I don't know.
Too far. So,
but the roller disco balls were big, man. Actually, at the Roxy Roller Disco, the cool part of Roxy was when they first built Roxy, they had this sequined roller disco woman that used to come down from the ceiling. And so when it would spin around, her skates would like the lights would hit her skates and her body.
Wow.
And all these lights and cool like special effects would happen all over the roller disco place. Man.
Those are the days.
Oh man, the Roxy was the place to roller skate, man. Let me tell you, man. I wouldn't have traded those days for the world. That was when fun was fun, man.
I love it.
Well, for the sake of the sanity of our audience, let's move to the next segment.
Well, I was curious because he seems we pulled up some really crappy terms that are not legit.
Where's the photo of me roller skating again, going across the screen? That's what I want to see, man.
You're not in charge.
That is the hot thing of the show, man. I love that, man.
We did look up that there was a list put together of the top 10 roller disco songs of the 70s.
Oh yes, I was going to ask you if you were going to ask me that, man.
And so I was curious to see how many you can name.
Okay.
So it's on you.
Oh wait, I thought you were going to play them, man.
No, Facebook, they'll kick our butts for,
Oh, that's right. Facebook is going to kick us. Facebook is so lame that way, man.
Well, now they might cancel us for that comment, but either way, whatever.
No, when it comes to music, you can't even play a second of anything. What if you played a second? That would be cool, but they're going to kick you off for a second. Anyway, so one great song that I used to love roller skating to, a really fun song, was McFadden and Whitehead's Ain't No Stopping Us Now. That was cool. What?
Didn't make the list.
Okay. Let's say the next song that I loved to skate to was Fantastic Voyage by Lakeside. Oh man, dude, you guys you guys don't know.
Sound cool.
You guys don't. Fantastic Voyage by Lakeside? Are you kidding me? That had the baddest bass in town on it, man.
Oh, and the song may be cool, but the name doesn't even sound cool.
Oh, come on, Fantastic Voyage? That was the joint, man, as they called it.
My guess is that the songs had more of a cult following within the roller disco world, where these were probably top 10 disco-y roller rink songs that the pop culture probably put together. So I bet that's where that's the disconnect, probably.
A good song that was really cool to skate to also was Last Night a DJ Saved My Life. Last night a DJ saved my life.
I like it. Didn't make
Daniel's like, please don't sing again.
All right, here's what was on the list.
Oh, let's hear him.
Boogie Oogie Oogie.
Yeah, Boogie Oogie Oogie. That's right.
Good job. September.
Yeah, September. Earth, Wind, and Fire, baby. That's right.
Look at that. That's 2 in a row. Good job. You're doing great.
Yep.
That's the way I like it.
That's the way I like it. Casey and the Sunshine Band, baby. That's right.
Which
Casey was the
tonight.
funkiest white boy around besides me.
He had a Jufro too.
Get Down Tonight.
Get Down Tonight. Yep.
Superstition.
Stevie Wonder. Come on, man. Hit me with something hard, will you?
Well,
I Will Survive.
just reading off a list.
Gloria Gaynor, the Queen. Gloria Gaynor, baby.
You Should Be Dancing.
Should be dancing. Yeah. Bee Gees, baby. Bee Gees, baby.
Yep.
All
Staying
the way,
alive.
man. They changed history, man.
They did.
And the other on the list was Rock With You.
I want to rock with you. Yeah. Michael, poor Michael, man. Oh, man. Let's not go down to Michael Jackson Road, man. Too many people pro and con these days, man. But you know what? Michael changed history with the music, and that's all I know, man.
Well, if anybody's curious, there is on Spotify, there is a roller disco playlist on Spotify. So you can
There better be, man. There better be, man. You know what kills me? I moved out of an apartment I lived in after I moved out of college, man. And the person I was roomies with, man, I left all my vinyl there, and it's all gone, man.
Oh man, I bet
I came back for it like a year later, man, because I forgot I had left a lot of it there. I had a bunch of it with me, and all that vinyl was gone, man. I had some classic classic albums from Rick James and the Stone City Band and Chaka Khan, and oh man, all that vinyl is gone. You're gonna make me cry, man.
Well, you wouldn't be the first guest.
Oh no.
Let's take a little break.
Dude, that thing was fast and hard to control, man. Yes, there's the roller disco kid. Yeah, man. I love that. You guys get an A for that, man. That's the best.
I take zero responsibility for anything that goes on in this show. That's
I
all
love
Chad.
That is so cool, man.
They're everywhere.
He's multiplying.
Oh man, that was great. That made my whole night, man.
This photo gives me vertigo.
No, well, yeah, because I took it at a really crazy angle. I was lying down on my back, and I got these huge trees in Acadia National Forest, in Acadia National Park, and it was a great angle, and they were all kind of sweeping in, and I took it from really low. Because one of the things I always tell people is develop your skills of just looking up and finding the wildest angles for photos, and you'll be amazed at the great photos you can get.
Tim was asking how long is this show. I think he's Tim. Steffen just has better stories.
What is Tim has a date or something, man? I mean,
he's got to go like chase bears off his property or something.
Yeah,
bears and ducks and everything else.
He's got to drive 27 minutes to get his coffee, and so he has to plan for that. So let's be thoughtful of Tim and move on to the next segment. Which
yes, sir.
Let's move on to the next segment.
We'll pick up the pace. For those of you who think we're taking too long, we don't care.
Oh, my poor Francis, he's gone.
Oh, yeah. This was an old clip.
Yeah, he used to sit there looking for treats, man, while I was taking a nap.
Oh man,
he was a good dog, man. That's not my kid.
We'll see what the tests say.
Wait a minute. This isn't like Jerry Springer, right? Where you're going to like reveal some paternity tests.
Steffen.
Well,
here's the results.
No. That's
Tim Sohn is your kid.
That's not my kid, man.
Tim Sohn is your child. He's also the only person here. So anyway, of course, you've seen the show.
Not my child, man. That looks like a Home Alone kid, man.
So, yeah, we are running a little long, and I know Daniel...
You're going to get me in trouble. Daniel, is that your kid, and am I making jokes about him?
I've got to give a product demo in half an hour, so...
there you go. We'll just go on without you. Whatever.
All right, Chad, roll on. Roll on, baby.
What's going on here?
Oh,
Other
man.
Than like a Mr. Carter reunion? What is this?
Oh, man, how do you like that hair, man? Look at that hair, man. I was proud of my hair, man. My hair was down to my shoulders, man. I had the Peter Frampton look going on. That's Roz Bernstein. That's who got my start in journalism. I got my start in journalism from. And she was the publisher of the Baruch College Business Review called Dollars and Cents. And I was a big Yankee fan back then, just like I told Bob Kendrick at the museum the other night. At the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum in Kansas City, who was on my Spin It Social show. I was a big Yankee fan, and I used to wear my Yankee jacket everywhere, man.
We thought it looked like John Travolta and Mr. Carter had a kid.
Well, me and Roz had the same hair going on there, man. That was cool, man. Roz is one of the best journalism professors anybody could have ever had, man. She got a lot of young kids their start in journalism and other great fields. She was one of the best professors I ever had, man.
That's cool. What about here?
Whoever took that photo is like,
oh man, no. See, that ain't cool, man. You found my one COVID photo that I posted when I went after 4 or 5 months of lockup here. I finally went to go get a haircut, and that was 5 minutes before I got my haircut. After 4 months of no haircut.
You posted it.
I know I did. Yeah. That photo is a reminder of what you never want to do, which is go 4 months without a haircut. Either that or Either that or get really cool hats like I have now.
I thought it was that guy who wrote Blink.
Man, let me tell you, that was one hideous looking day, man. I'm glad I got my hair cut after that. Oh, Jerry, man. Jerry Orbach, folks, man. Law and Order. Law and Order. That's in front of the Jane Street Hotel, guys. That's where the fire was across the street. So Law and Order, Jerry used to come around the neighborhood. They filmed a lot of scenes of Law and Order in Greenwich Village, in the West Village, all over the village. And Jerry heard that my photos were going to be on SVU. So I went over to him. Great story, man. I went over to Jerry and I started talking with him. And I didn't shave that day, obviously. So I'm talking to Jerry. And I told him that I could tell him about every scene on every Law and Order show. And he looked at me and he said, wait a minute. You can tell me about every scene on every Law and Order show. Absolutely, Jerry. Mr. Orbach, I called him. And he looked at me, and because I had respect for Jerry, man. And he looked at me and he said, kid, you need a hobby.
Yeah, that was my thought. Like I would have creeped out when I heard that. If I would
No, man, let me tell you, Law and Order was a great show. It was even better back in the days because it was unbelievable, man. And then the spin-offs came, and my photos were on the SVU unit. But Jerry was a great Broadway actor. A lot of people don't notice. He was a great Broadway actor, got his start on Broadway. And he's not only a great actor, he's a great human being, because when he passed away, he made sure his eyes went to organ donation and other things. And he probably saved and helped a lot of people by being an organ donor.
That's cool.
Yep. What the? Oh, Lord have mercy. You found the one photo that somebody made of me in drag and put it online. Oh, Lord have mercy.
We figured you're either a Rocky Horror Picture Show fan,
yep,
or you've got a bit of a, there was back in the day, there was, things were, you grew up in a village.
I grew up in not only the village, I grew up in the West Village too, man. So, yeah, man. No, that was from my days where somebody wanted to know what I would look like if I was in drag and living in the West Village. So I aim to please. So, hey, man. Oh, Popeye. Madame Tussauds Wax Museum on 42nd Street. On one of my days where I was just, oh, man, you found it. Man, Robin Williams. Oh, man. What a memory, man. Yep. I went out to dinner 2 or 3 times with Robin Williams, man, when he was getting his act together for doing Popeye and other movies. And his agent used to come in a store that I worked in Greenwich Village. His agent's name was Michael Sklar. And Robin came into the village, was hanging out in the village one day. So he was researching Popeye, the movie that he made. And he was in a comic book store in Greenwich Village. So I walked in with Michael Sklar, and I asked him, I was writing for a kids magazine back then. I always had journalism in my blood. I was writing for a magazine back then called a newspaper magazine called Children's Express. And I walked into this comic book store, and Robin said to me, so I hear you want to interview me, kid. I said, oh my God, Mr. Williams, I would love to interview you. So he took me to Mickey Mantle's restaurant for steaks. Mickey Mantle had a restaurant across the street or right in the garden, right outside Madison Square Garden. So we sat down with Robin Williams and his first wife, Valerie something. And we sat down with Valerie and Robin Williams. And I still have the cassette with me interviewing him. I have it. I have to put it on an MP3 and play it one day. But I have me interviewing Robin Williams.
That is
wow. Now he's got a key dangling off his sleeve. I was wondering if you knew what that key was.
He has a key dangling off his sleeve. I have no idea. Robin was a great guy, man. Oh man, that was the days when I first got my first skates. I was skinny, man. Oh man, look at me. I was like a stick, man. My arms are bony. Look at my arms, man.
You've gone this long and still haven't mentioned the parrot.
Oh, that was a cockatiel, man.
It's
That's
a
some
cockatoo.
guy. That was a big cockatoo, man, that used to love to get down and roller disco with me, man.
Get down, get down. Wait, so you do an act with the cockatoo?
No, I used to skate around with the cockatoo on my shoulder, man. As long as he didn't poop and pee on me, I was cool.
Hey, so you brought, okay.
Yeah, man. That's all my buddies back then, man. That is Tony Leong on the left, man. Tony, I'm still in touch with him. He was a great roller disco skater, Asian kid, Tony Leong. And next to him was a French girl. I forget her name, man. I'm trying to remember her name. Oh, man. And Charmaine, that's Charmaine next to her, who's a great young roller skater. And that was me, man, with my Village Skating shirt, man. Totally out. Notice, I was a great roller disco skater, but that was one move in one picture where I was off center there. Of course, that's the one they put in the book. I was in the kids' book of roller disco, man. That's where those photos came from.
Wow. Wow.
Yep. No, I'm sorry. The kids' book of disco, but we were the roller skaters in the kids' book of disco.
Everybody's running to their bookshelves right now to pull out their copy. So
it's out of print, man. I have one of the few copies, man. It's worth about probably $100 online, man. I have one of the few copies.
Nice.
Oh my God. That's when I got my first press credentials. That was when I was hanging out in an old New York Times composing room. That's when they used to actually still cut the headlines and paste them on the boards down at the New York Times, man, when they still had the printing presses in the 43rd Street building downstairs. I told you I started there when I was 2. Oh my God. That was when I was working in the hotel business, and we went to this hotel in Midtown. Oh no, where was that? That was in the Flatiron district. And this flower shop had these 2 crazy bears outside, and I had a suit on. I used to have to wear suits to go to these meetings with these hoteliers. And I said, you know what? That was when I first started taking some selfies. I'm not big into selfies, but what can I say? Yogi Bear, anybody? Oh man. That photo I have, and I still have to get it laminated and framed before it gets ruined, but I have it scanned. That was me roller skating. You cutting my head off with the clip on the frame though, man. What's up with that? Rule number 1 of photography.
No,
that is me.
Is that your mom in the back and next to the police van?
No, that's Billy Harrison, a cop that was in the 6th precinct. I still remember his name because
Wow.
he used to get on us all the time when we take the garbage pails out of the section of the park. Yeah, man, that's one of the classic photos of me skateboarding, man.
Wow.
That was back when they used to let you do that stuff. Okay, come on, Chad. Where's this pastrami sandwich from, man?
Cats, baby.
Katz's, man, on Delancey, man.
Oh wow.
That's Katz's Jewish delicatessen, man, down on Delancey.
Oh, wow.
And I used to go to Katz's, man, every few months, man, and get a good pastrami on rye. Now, you know the funny thing about that photo, man? Everybody looks at that photo and says, Kaplan, what's up with that photo, man? How can you drink milk with pastrami and on rye with a pickle and mustard? That's not milk. That's a vanilla egg cream, man. No self-respecting pastrami eating guy would be eating a pastrami sandwich with milk.
That would be a big glass of milk. That's what I was thinking.
Man, that was an egg cream, man. That was vanilla syrup with seltzer, man.
Wow.
Oh man, that was when my kid wanted to be around me, man. That was now he's 14 and he's too cool to do those types of things, man. Oh man, you took my kid off really fast. That's foul.
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad.
That's when we were watching TV and he used to like wearing his Halloween glasses with the furry eyes and glasses, man. That was when kids really had fun, man. Now as a teenager, he's just like too cool to do everything.
Looks like a promo for some new TV show.
Oh man, I love that photo. Oh my God. Yes, I am a proud card holder of the Paradise Garage, man. Do you know the history of the Paradise Garage, guys?
No.
No, you
Time to
don't, do
find
you?
out.
The Paradise Garage was one of the premier discos in New York City. That's where house music originated from, man. There was a DJ named Larry Levan. Michael Brody owned the Paradise Garage, legendary club owner. Larry Levan was a famous DJ that everybody wanted Larry to mix their music. And Larry had a group called the New York City Peach Boys, and they had a song called "Don't Make Me Wait," and that song hit the top 10 back in the 80s. Let me tell you something; it blew up. It was amazing. But the Garage had the best sound system besides the Roxy Roller Disco in New York City, and I was one of the young kids that was able to actually have a card because you weren't allowed to go in that club unless you were 21. You weren't allowed to go in that club unless you were 21, man. And I was not 21 and I had a card. So that card is a serious New York City memento, man.
That's so cool.
Proud of that, man. Oh, yeah. The Z Hotel days. That's how I got my start in social media. It's still there, the Z Hotel in Long Island City, man. That's one of the trendiest hotels, man. That is a cool hotel. I hope it makes it through COVID, man. The hotels are getting whacked, man, in all over the world. I hope hoteliers make it, man. It's a rough business to be in with COVID. But that was one of the security guards, Harleys, and I was goofing around with it, man, but that was a serious bike. So I took a nice photo in front of the cool logo they had, the Z Hotel. I was doing social media engagement for 2 hotels in New York. And I loved working with hotels. They were fun. They were fun, man. You got to meet people. What the? Oh, yeah, that was a cool Halloween photo. Some guy got on my nerves, so I just threw him in a basket. No, I'm just joking. That's what happens when you mess with New York photographers, man. Oh, Lord.
When your wife sends you to the grocery store and you don't get what she asked you to.
That's right. That's that too. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. That was what happened. I didn't want to tell you the truth, but my wife threw me upside down into the garbage. Oh yeah, that was the mushroom from Star Trek. That was like a science fiction mushroom. That was the biggest fungi I've ever dug out of my backyard when I moved up here to Ramsey. It rained for weeks. And this thing was growing behind our house. Look at the size of that thing, man.
That's crazy.
Dude, that was scary, man. I was so scared to pick that thing up. I thought all the spores were going to go flying or something, man. That was like from a science fiction movie, man. That was something Godzilla would have grabbed. Oh, my God. So the monkeys. Let me tell you a story about the monkeys. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Every big city you go to, if you find an antique store somewhere, has this bench with these monkeys in it. And I've been to San Francisco, Maine. I have a picture with these monkeys everywhere we go, man. I find them everywhere we go.
And what's your pose?
My pose? Oh, I just like to oy vey. I'm always, oh yeah, everybody can tell you online. My famous hashtag is oy to the vey.
Daniel and I were getting ready for the show, and I showed him this picture, and I said, "It's hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil." And I'm like, and I told him, I got.
No,
it.
I had to.
And
I had to throw in.
That's what I told him.
I'm an Italian Jew, so I had to do the oy vey thing. Oh man, that was one of the early days at the New York Times, man. Yeah, when I started photo editing, we had the big Mac computers, and we were, yeah, man, that was my early days there, man. Nice, skinny and clean shaven.
If you go to the New York City Library, they probably have the same computer still working.
They probably do, believe it or not. They probably do, man.
Daniel had a question about some of the equipment in the background.
Oh yeah, man. You see the in the back there behind the computer on the wall. That's one of the old machines. Before we went digital, they still used to, believe it or not, send a few photos on the wire that way.
Oh wow! I
Yeah,
thought it was a microfiche.
the
machine.
UPI, and the AP, and all the other. They used to have I forget what they called them, man. I'm embarrassed, but that was one of the old machines that you'd roll the photo on, and it would actually scan it, and they would send some photos that way. That was right before we went full digital at the New York Times, and they still did that in the old days, but not that old. Like I said, I started there when I was 2.
Crazy. Well, we're almost done here. So Daniel's falling asleep, and his screen is green and black. He's moving around. His medication's wearing off.
Oh yeah, there's me trying to get my roller disco moves on. That was about 4 years ago. I can still skate, man, but I almost took a good flop that day.
Hey, we lost you. There you are. So, look, this is just our little way of saying thanks for being here with us. I know we went a little long. Tim's still here, and that's what's important. But this is just your chance to share a little bit about you and what you do, and it's your 60-second elevator pitch. You've seen it before. We're going to close the elevator doors, and it'll start to go up, and it's your go.
So it's a 60-second pitch? Okay.
Yep.
Well, my name's Steffen Kaplan once again. My brand is Spin It Social, and I am a social media and visual consultant and a live stream producer. I've worked with the likes of the Pulitzer Prizes. I've worked with AARP and many other great nonprofits. And right now I have my own Spin It Social Hour. It's a show where every other Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, I bring on photographers from around the world. And I started it in the age of COVID to help our great photographers around the world tell their story and share their work. We've had 40 shows already, so catch me on all platforms at large at Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, called the Spin It Social Hour. And find me at Spin It Social everywhere. I'm Spin It Social across the board on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. And I'm a hired gun, as they call it, looking for a new home in social media and visual consulting and live stream producing. So bring me on and I'll make your brand shine. How's that for a pitch?
That was fabulous.
There you go. So. I got it down pat for 60 seconds.
Also, look at this beautiful background again.
Yep, and you lifted one of the great photographers' photos that was on my show, so you guys are getting sued.
Oh, so this one's not yours?
Nope.
Well, you posted it.
I posted it in promotion for my show with their rights. You guys are in hot water now.
Oh, great.
Nah, don't worry. I know who took that photo. Her name is Holly Sohn, and she's a great photographer that was on my show. And big shout out to Holly, who was on my show, and she's a great photographer from Rhode Island. So look her up, folks.
Awesome. Well, hey, we just want to tell you thank you for being here with us. I know Daniel's got to be somewhere or whatever, but I could sit and listen to stories, and we'll just have to set up a time one day.
I don't know. Daniel looks like he's had enough of me, man.
Yeah, well, we'll run some credits.
3:30 a.m. today, so.
No, I get it. Trust, hey, man.
My day is not over yet.
We're all still living in the age of COVID, man. Our days are nonstop. I work all day and night too, and you know what? We're all going to get through this together. But Daniel, you're one of the great guys out there in live streaming, and I'm always happy to be associated with you, man. I love StreamYard, and I'll always plug StreamYard everywhere I go. And Chad, man, I'm glad we hooked up, brother, because you're one cool cat, man.
I appreciate it, man. We'll sit and chat soon. If it's not on a Zoom, one of these days in person, and have some pastrami.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh God.
You could break that twig with your
No, man. You think so? Not these trees. No way. They're strong, actually.
Oh man.
Are you calling me a weakling? Dude, every city boy at one point or another wants to know how to operate a saw.
There you go. You see?
I had a great time, guys. I had a great time, man.
You know,
Yeah,
that's
we
the
did
one good
too.
thing about being drafted to the army. It's like by the time you're done, you couldn't care less about heavy machinery, guns, all that kind of stuff. You got it out of your system.
Were you? That's right. You were in the
And
you were in
that's
the Israeli army, right?
Yeah, yeah, over 3 years.
Wow.
Okay, so this
wow.
one credit doesn't make sense. Go fight and win. Recycle Chinese food containers for NYC golfers because I forgot to play the clip.
StreamYard, there it is, the ultimate tool for the pro streamer and live streaming. Daniel, that's right. Shout out to StreamYard and the Duck.
And we put Mark Schaefer's new book on there. He's a good friend of mine, and I told
Listen,
him
man,
we'd plug it.
StreamYard has made it easy for everybody to comprehend how to live stream, man. And I'm telling you, man, it helped me bring on all the best photographers from around the world, man. I love this platform. Love it.
Yeah, well, and that's
Love
what
it.
we use for this show.
That's right.
And it's what Daniel uses. If
Yep.
he doesn't, he'll be
Yep.
in serious trouble.
I just want to be able. I just hope I get to work with Daniel one day, hand in hand, man, because he's great. He knows his tech stuff, and I love your new tech show, man. Your new tech show is one of the best tech shows on the air.
Oh wow! Oh wow! That's high, very high praise from you because your show is phenomenal, inspirational. Really, I really love it. I do. I have a hard time watching shows, and especially on a Sunday, Saturday. But I do love it when I can. I stop in and I listen and I just enjoy it so much. But I have to go. So
Well,
Getting zapped anyway. And hold on.
You can find all 40 episodes of the Spin It Social Hour on YouTube, and it's now on Thursdays at 9 p.m. every other Thursday. So, Daniel, thanks for having me on, man.
Let me. I need to end this. Hold on.
Oh, Chad gets the last word, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
you know.
That's how this show rolls.
Well, technically I